Tuesday, August 29, 2023. Golf intake manifold. The specific one is from a 2016 2 liters TSI CJX engine code intake manifold. Part number it's 06 Lima 133201 November. Alright. You're gonna find even this intake manifold in recent models, as far as I know. Alright, that's the low pressure injectors where they're mounting. Here it's where it's mounting the fuel rail. Okay. The purpose of this video, it's for the owner of the DJH, and for some other people. I'm gonna come to the point when stop the grinding sound. Okay, as you can see here, I took apart the intake manifold. Alright, usually I'm doing that for cleaning it, inspecting it, or to cancel the variable runners this flap spot has here. Okay, yeah, some people they're canceling it, they're saying, oh, we see so much improvement, it's much better, and after a couple of weeks they're putting it back in place. Alright, to me it doesn't make any sense while you have the stock intake manifold and you have a car that's for daily use to cancel this the variable intake manifold. I'm talking about this one. It's like you're going backwards. It's instead of going forward, you're going backwards, if you're asking me. Especially if you put a turbo upgrade and then take some time to spool, you make it worse. Again, I'm not talking about dragster. I'm not talking about to put an aftermarket intake manifold. I'm talking about for the stock intake manifold with the stock variable what has here. All right. I think that there is a kit that you're blocking this here, and you're using it without variable. What will gonna happen? Why somebody need to do that? I don't get it. I mean, if somebody comes to me and says to me that, you know what, without this, the intake manifold, it flows, let us say, 40% better, as an example, then yes, I understand. At the 2 bar of boost, let us say, with a specific setup what I have, example, I see that it's flowing by 40% more. Then I totally understand that. But without any data, I don't get it. Plus, if you pay attention here, you see that's flush. And when it's opening, it's like this. When it's closing, actually it's like this. When it's opening, it's like that. And it's flush. Now, by removing it, you have a step here. I don't know what kind of effect you're gonna have. It's the same thing like on the cylinder head, that when you're canceling, yeah, I fixed the light by the way. When you're canceling the dividers here for the port, I don't know what effect you're gonna have this step over there inside. But that's me. So back to the point. It's like some people, they are locking the cam adjusters. They're locking in a 0 position as an example, or 5 degrees advance the intake camshaft adjuster, and they're retarding, let us say, the exhaust cam adjuster by 15 degrees as an example, and they're locking it there. This, what's happening? You have the same feeling like the cars from 90s, that you're at 2000 RPMs, you're flooring the car is completely dead, slowly it's raising RPMs, and then when it's reaching 3500, 4000 RPMs, then it starts waking up. Because, why? The variable of the intake manifold, the intake cam adjuster, the exhaust cam adjuster, and the variable lift, the target of those are to have a power with all the power band in all of the RPMs, to don't be lazy the car on the lower RPMs and to wake up on the higher RPMs, or other way around. You can full advance the intake cam adjuster, example. You can keep it 0, the exhaust cam adjuster, close the flaps completely, and then it's gonna be very responsive. It's gonna be amazing on the lower RPMs, but middle range RPMs and higher RPMs, you're gonna be dead the car. You're not gonna make any progress. Same thing also with the ignition timing. It's good thing to be adjustable, these things, by the ECU, obviously. From one point here, it's watching this sensor, where's the location of the variable, and from the other side you have this actuator with a membrane that honestly it doesn't go bad and has a good seals. You know, I haven't seen honestly leaking. It will gonna have some rate of leak probably, at 2 bar of boost. That's beyond the stock boost levels, okay? But again, no, once again, for a daily use, street use car, I don't get it. For a dragster, for a different application, that, you know what, you have a two-step and you want to launch the car and you're not driving in lower RPMs and middle range RPMs, and you have an idle, let us say at 1500 RPMs as an example, then yes, it might make sense. Or if you get an aftermarket intake manifold. But again, for a daily street use, to me it doesn't make any sense. And as far as I know, the most people, not all of them, the most people, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10, that they cancel this variable on the intake manifold. At the beginning they was happy, but then they realize what's going on, and they end up to installing it back again. That's my point. For me, there is no problem. It's fine. If you bring a cancellation kit, I'm gonna install it for you. That's what you want. It's your car, it's your engine, it's your intake manifold. It's fine. The thing is that later on, if you regret it, you have to pay again to remove the intake manifold and put it back in place as it was. That's my point. For me, everything is fine. All good. All right. Again, some people, they are doing it. They are doing it also on the Mercedes. They are locking the cam adjusters. I don't understand. You can tune it. You can tune it from the ECU, and you can ask from the cam adjuster to do whatever you want. You know. The same thing also for the variable intake manifold. I believe that you can, from the tune, okay, you want to see how it's gonna be if you put a cancellation as an example. All right, you just leave it completely open. As soon as you start the engine, leave it completely open. I mean, they should be able to do it through the tune, this one, through the ECU. Again, yeah, it is what it is. Once again, for me there is no problem. Whatever they're gonna ask me, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just giving my opinion and what I have seen till now, at least. I have seen people that they was happy the first week, then the second week they turned it back as it was. Okay. Some people, they had the problem also with the tuning. It was not, again, it's not okay. You need the variable timing on the camshafts, you need the variable lift, and you need also the variable on the intake manifold if you want to drive the car daily and to enjoy the car and to be happy. Now, if you put a double external wastegate and you have a 3 bar of boost and it starts exploding the stock intake manifold and you have to change the intake manifold and you don't have the variable, I understand. You have to make you have to sacrifice something for reliability to be able to run. I get it. But again, we are talking about daily use engines, daily use cars. That's it. That's the thing. All right. Again, if I had the data, I said that at the beginning, I'm gonna say that again. If I had some data, or if somebody comes here and says to me that, you know what, if you put the cancellation kit at 2 bar of boost, it's flowing by 30, 40, 50% more the intake manifold, then yes, I understand, I get it. But again, you're gonna sacrifice how you're gonna respond the engine on the lower RPMs and the middle range RPMs. And especially with a big turbo, you might have more turbo lag. But yeah, I think that I said enough, right? You can take it apart, by the way. It's not a big deal to take apart the intake manifold. All right, it's like a Lego. All right. It's not a big deal. You can clean it, you can wash it. The seals, they don't go bad, honestly. I haven't seen, this is the membrane inside of the actuator that you can open and you can clean it from the dust. It doesn't go bad. The O-ring that has here on the sensor from the other side, I didn't see going bad. I mean, I remember on the dyno that we make a test, I spray some soap and water here to see if it's bubbling while it was at 2 bar of boost. I didn't saw to come any leak here. I mean, definitely, if it goes later on, let us say after, if you have, let us say, the O-ring, 10 years old O-ring and has 300,000 kilometers, obviously you're not gonna seal properly, either this O-ring or this one, this seal or this O-ring, definitely. But if you put a new one, it should be fine. It should be okay again. Yeah, that's what I have to say. I hope that I make myself clear. Once again, there's no problem at all from my side. Whatever you can tell me to install, I can install it. You want the cancellation kit? It's fine. You want to keep it as this? It's fine again. After all, at the end of the day, it's not my setup, it's not my car. I'm following instructions. Okay, let's put together and storage also this intake manifold. This belongs to the garage. It doesn't belong to the customer. I'm just saying. Just saying. That's it. Over and out. What title I'm gonna put now on this video? This is mostly for the owner, right? But somebody else it might find it useful. I might put Golf 2.0 TSI intake manifold. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. But you might, maybe you can change the intake manifold because of the methanol. If you spray methanol and you have a problem with the intake manifold, yeah, you might get, I don't know if it's existing billet or cast aluminum or whatever. That's a different story. Once again, I'm talking about daily use, street use, cars, setups. It's not for dragster, it's not for a drag race application, it's not only for a racing, it's for daily use. Alright, so please don't misunderstand. And like I said, yes, you can take it apart, you can wash it, you can put some lubrication, put the seals again inside, you can inspect the seals, or you can get a seal, new one, or O-ring, and you can put together. If it doesn't leaking from the stitches, not from the stitches, from the here, because it's been welded together, glued together, not welded, this part. If it does have any leak around, then you're okay, you're good to go. You're washing it, you remove the carbon, boom. That's it, enough. Thank you, over and out. I hope that you find it helpful. If not, sorry that I waste your time.